Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you are new here. We are doing another speed build today with the new For Rent pack, but first I just want to say I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas and a happy holiday, and we are going into the new year, so I'm wishing you preemptively a happy new year. But I decided I wanted to do a little small community with I was thinking 3 or 4 homes, but I ended up only creating 3, and they're kind of trailer style homes. They're more on the luxury end, I would say. Now this one in particular, this blue one, this was the first one I did, and I was trying to come up with a basic shape because I wanted all of them to kind of look the same as far as the same kind of siding, not the same color obviously, but just the same kind of siding, and also have the same basic layout, maybe reversed on one of them or the other, but pretty much just wanted to keep them very cohesive, look like they belonged in the same neighborhood or same community as this. And this first home is going to be for a set of grandparents or elders, should I say, and they have a very cute, very accessible bathroom. They have just a tiny little toilet. That one's from Tiny Living, as well as the sink, and the wallpaper is from Parenthood. And then I think I throw in this mirror as well from Tiny Living, but I do end up using the tool mod to move that down ever so slightly. And then I picked just this base game window because to me that is just the stereotypical bathroom window that you would think would go in a bathroom, and also the Tiny Living bathroom shelf because it just fits so perfectly in here, and we're already using so much Tiny Living anyway. Then pulling out my favorite bathroom clutter stuff, I used tool mod to size down the little towel rack because I thought it was just ever so slightly too big, and also the soap and the toothpaste, because this unit only has 1 bathroom, so it needs to have all of the functionality. Also, there's bath mat from the bathroom clutter kit, and then just a little bathroom light, and that one is from high school years, actually. Here I am moving that mirror down with the tool mod, and then we quickly transition into the kitchen area, and I pulled out these are the tall order cabinets. I believe they are base game, and I just changed the swatch around to be a little bit more of a rich brown and not that muted kind of mustardy looking brown. I don't understand that brown swatch at all. I try to use it, I just don't understand it. And then I picked out the matching upper head cabinets as well, and just the base game fridge and stove. I kept it very simple, and also that door I believe is from Get Famous. It's either from Get Famous or Tiny Living, one of them, but I just thought that it looked kind of modern and cool, and I just liked the way that it looked like a traditional trailer home door to me. And I use these base game windows as well. I use those windows I think in every single building, at least a few of them. I do change up some of the windows in the other units, and I also use this herringbone flooring for the kitchen, and then I use this herringbone tile in the tan swatch, I guess, for the walls, and I add my little threshold fence piece from the Get to Work pack here to kind of map out the separation between the kitchen and the rest of the home. I tried to put this dining table here in the middle at first because I really liked the look of it, but I also thought it kind of made the area a little cramped, and then there was a lot of unused space in the rest of this big room, so I do end up moving that table over to the wall. But first I wanted to pick out the basement treasures couch because it is a stereotypical grandma couch in my opinion, and I just wanted to put it down before I forgot. So there you saw I just moved the dining room table, and there's a little console table behind the couch, and then I had to kind of smush the kitchen in just a little smaller because it just didn't feel right. So there I moved the flooring tiles back ever so slightly, and then I added this base game wood flooring that is very, I'm not going to say it's old-fashioned, but it's not brand new like you would see being put in homes nowadays. It's kind of I don't know, I don't want to say basic either. It's normal. It's just the normal wood flooring. There's nothing crazy special about it, but it's very functional and it works. And then there's 2 more windows here, and then I wanted to add some bookshelves over here, but I do end up getting rid of those, so I don't show much footage of that. And then I use this blue on the wall because I really wanted a nice blue kind of homey texture and color on the walls, and I added these what are these, the Modern Luxe curtains on the wall in this dark blue. And I think right around here is where I get rid of those bookshelves altogether, and I just decide I'll add a stack of books to the console table behind the couch anyway. And then I add some picture frames both above and next to the TV. I figure they can fill that with photos of their grandchildren, or maybe their children or their pets, or whomever and whatever they want, or even of their travels. Maybe they're traveling elders and they just have this little home when they're not traveling. And I also had to add a nice comfy little easy chair in the living room as well. And then over here, you saw me move the bathroom over a little bit. I just wanted a tiny bit more space in like the dining area leading into the bathroom. I just felt like there wasn't enough room for a proper window and curtain situation. And then I add a little flower on top of the dining table. Here's a tiny coat rack for the wall. And then in each unit, I do end up adding a thermostat, a smoke detector, and also an air conditioner outside unit, so that everybody has all of the essential utilities in their home. And also trash cans, because at first you will see there's no inside trash cans in any of these units, but when I went back to do playtesting afterwards, I realized I hadn't done that, so whoops. But I did add one before I uploaded it to the gallery, and as you're seeing it right now, it is up on the gallery. It is under my gallery ID, which is MissChrisBuilds, and everything has a trash can. So we're fine there. I just forgot because I have a mush brain. And then here is the basic clutter items for the kitchen: dish rack and knife block and the cutting board and the spices and little hand towel over here behind the dish rack. I thought that was nice. And then a little set of like starter plants over here, because there does end up being a garden in the community space outside. And I think that this couple really utilizes that garden very, very much. So they have some starter plants ready to go into their garden. And then I also add a little standing lamp here in the living room. And I believe I put one more lamp above the dining table. I forget which one I use. I think I just used this one from Base Game. It's kind of ornate looking and I just really like it. I think my grandmother had a similar lamp to that. And then I add a little candle to this console table, as well as a set of glasses and also the little chess set. It's not just a decorative chess set, but I thought it was really nice. And then I had to use alt placement to just get everything the way I liked it. And that's pretty much it for over there. And also some paintings on the wall here. This little mountain and also whoever that lady is. I just thought that those paired really nicely together. And of course, a little corner plant and a little welcome mat here by the front door as well. Speaking of front door, I wanted to add an outside front door mat and also a fence, and also a little set of stairs with a railing as well, just to match and keep everything very cohesive. Now here is the roofing situation. Before we get to the bedroom, I wanted to do the roof. It took me a very long time. You didn't see the struggle because I cut it all out. But here is a little bit of the struggle because I could not figure out what I wanted to do with this shape. Now here is what I came up with. So it's like kind of modern, but still very functional. It just looked like a desert type roof to me. I was looking at some inspiration photos of both homes in communities in the desert, like in Arizona and, New Mexico and all those, and that type of roof style just kept popping up, and I thought it looked really nice. So I figured we'd give it a whirl. And then here is the grandparents' bedroom. This is the final room of this home. I used the Dream Home Decorator bed and Base Game end tables, and then also that picture from Horse Ranch, and it is a carpeted room. This is, I think, the only carpeted bedroom I use in the entire community, but I figured the grandparents want a nice carpeted bedroom, and it's just theirs, so why not? Also gave them a little bay window here from Base Game, and I thought it was really pretty, so I wanted to add an awning on top of that outside. I used this one from Cats and Dogs, and I did have to kind of raise it up ever so slightly and size it down, and then kind of raise it back down so it wasn't clipping in the roof, and then I moved the window down. And here's where I decide on the roof tile because I wanted to make it match the awning. And then we are back into the bedroom picking out the dresser. I used the Dream Home Decorator one as well to match the swatch on the bed. And then I just scooched those end tables closer together, and I kind of changed the swatch on those because I didn't really like how blue they were. Then just a little decoration on top of the dresser, and then the curtains, which I think are from Eco Lifestyle. I really like this green tone. And then here's where I decided to just make it a one tile dresser versus the two, because they don't really need two, and I didn't want to take up too much space because it already is very cramped. And when I was playtesting, my sim was able to walk around to the other side of the bed and get in on either side. She didn't have to scoot or anything, so it worked out very nicely. Added a little ceiling light and also some more curtains. And then I believe I clutter up the inside of the window. So I add this little plant right here in between the shades. And then I add some plants. I just put the windows down and kind of use alt placement to just scooch it in ever so slightly. And then I also use this little fairy garden house thing from Growing Together, which I just thought was so pretty, and I just wanted to use that really, really bad. So I snuck that in there, and then a tiny little lantern light. Now, at first it is floating. You'll see it ever so slightly. It was floating, but I did go back with tool mod and I lowered that before I took the screenshots, so no worries. Also, just a few little wall decorations. There's two of the same like leaf paintings above the dresser, and then here's a cozy chair also from Dream Home Decorator in that same green swatch. And just finishing up the roof out here, adding a trim to all the roof pieces and making sure everything just lines up really nice. And then I do add a little bit of a trim here too, in between, and also one more awning above the door. Now here you'll just see a little bit of landscaping. I didn't show too much of it because it did take me a little while to plan out, but here are some like little cacti and some succulents and some bushes just off to the side. I was trying to get a feel for how I wanted it to be. Also some tall grass pieces. Those are always really great because they just fill up the space nicely and they kind of layer really nice, and it doesn't have to look quite so cluttered. So here's some more cactus and also some rocks. I did have to lower the house down and like move that front porch away so that I could get those rocks to place where I wanted them to. I also had to size them down a lot because they're actually very, very large. But I did sneak them in there and I think they look really cute. So I use them again in the other homes. And then just a little bit more landscaping and also some more succulents and some more flowering cactuses as well, and some more rocks. Now, here you'll see I use the tool mod to lower everything down because I had to, because I didn't want to move the foundation of the house down again. But it took me a while, but I did end up getting those tucked in here really nicely. And then just adding some more terrain paint and getting everything finalized here. I put some terrain paint underneath the stairs and also along the rest of the house. I kind of layered like the darker orange sand with the light kind of whitish sand, and then also like the grayish brown sand. Now here you'll see all of a sudden the house, other homes are made. I didn't want to show all of the boring details. This is already like a 35-minute video. I didn't want everyone to have to sit through all of that. But here they are all made. You'll see some of the walls have like a missing tile of wallpaper, and that's because I pretty much just copied the rooms and I just deleted a wall so that I could place them easier. And then here I moved the door to the other side. So this home is very for rent themed. There's a lot of Tomarangi culture in this home. So much furniture and artwork, and even this little bathroom like cabinet with the towel hanging on it. I just love that so much. So I do use a lot of the for rent pack in this one. But the rest of this bathroom is tiny living and a little bit of Dream Home Decorator, I believe. I think the sink is Dream Home Decorator, and I think the mirror might be from high school years. And then also this base game white shelf in the bathroom, and I add some towels and just some bathroom clutter, maybe a little plant or something. I forget what else I put. Oh, just toilet paper, a few rolls of toilet paper, and I just alt placed them. I had to move the toilet out of the way because I kept wanting to slot to that toilet. I think on the toilet I just put a little candle on the back because I love putting a candle on the back of toilets. It just makes sense to me. And then there's a toilet paper roll also on the wall. And I do break out the plunger set later. I forgot about it for a while, but I do go back and I throw that in there off camera. So in the screenshots, you will see the plunger is there. Don't worry, I did not forget about the plunger. And here's some more clutter on that little shelf in the bathroom. And here we are trying to figure out what we're doing with the rest of this house. So I wanted to come up with a slightly different floor plan. Here is the kitchen over here in this corner, and there's a little half wall to separate from like the entryway / living room space into the kitchen. So this is the for rent kitchen. And I decided to use these countertops. Now the fridge, I think I kind of went back and forth for a while, but I did end up sticking with this one from Growing Together because I really enjoy the swatch on that, and then the matching stove. I like the gold and the white, and I just think it looks really, really nice in here actually paired with those counters. And also the range hood is from Growing Together as well. Here's some matching cabinets, overhead cabinets. And then I had to figure out where the windows were going to go and what was happening. So I think I got rid of that window for now, just until I figured out what was going on. And then it took me a while, but I did figure out the cabinet situation because this just was not working for me. It was giving me a heck of a time. Oh, and I sized up the fridge because I thought it needed to be slightly bigger to fit there exactly how I wanted. So here I added a shelf from Snowy Escape above the fridge after I added that little shelf from Tiny Living with the tea and like the hanging pot holders and stuff, because I thought that looked really nice. So I did add a spandrel and some columns on this half wall here just to give a little bit more character in between the rooms. And then I did expand the lower cabinets one more time in the kitchen, and that is where I add the trash can, is right in the corner where like that outer pole is on the half wall. There's a trash can on the other side of that, so that's where that's the sweet spot for the trash can. And here I just add a tiny little window in the kitchen instead of that big rectangular window. And then on this side I use one of the new tables from the For Rent pack to make a dining space, and also the chairs. And this one gave me a hard time because I realized I did not really leave enough space for a living room. So first I pulled out this chair and poof from the For Rent pack, and also this little console table, and I threw a tiny little TV on there. But I got rid of that chair and instead opted for the nifty knitting couch because I actually really like how bright and colorful the couch is. And I did not know what kind of wallpaper I wanted yet, but I didn't want it to be this blue. I wanted it to be something more bright and fun. So I started with the couch, and then I picked out this rug, which came from For Rent, and also a little standing floor lamp. And then from there, I just decided I wanted to figure out what the rest of the furniture was going to be. So I add this little corner hutch over here, and also the coat rack, and here is one of the new wallpapers from For Rent, and I end up using the one in yellow and peach. And then over here is where I get into my oh no, what am I doing stage, where I added that bookshelf in the corner, and then I couldn't figure out what to do with the dining table, so we ended up being a two-seater. And then I love these curtains, and I so badly wanted to use the matching set. So over here, I was playing around with colors for a really long time with these curtains, but I think in the end, I just opt for a white, which is kind of boring, but it just seemed to work out better. So here are some white curtains on this side, though the curtain on the other side of the room right there does end up staying that blue and flowery tone. And then I added some plants, a little plant to the dining room table, a little plant right here at the entryway. I hate that weird shadow on it, but I love the plant, so we're just going to ignore that and pretend it doesn't exist. And then a little bit more artwork on the wall right here next to the living room area, and then we are working on the bedroom, and the bedroom came together pretty easily. I added some more tiny windows right here on the sides, and right in between those windows, the little square ones, is where the dresser ends up going. But we use this new bed from the For Rent pack with the matching end tables, and then I use this palm leaf wallpaper, which I very much enjoy and I have actually been using quite often. I think it works really, really well for lots of applications, but I really just wanted this to be like fun and youthful and, you know, just interesting, very cultured. And then there's two little square windows and the dresser in between, like I was saying before. And here is a little mirror from Growing Together. I like the gold swatch on that. And then I changed the flooring and I added a rug. This rug is from Tiny Living as well. I did use Tool Mod to size it up to my liking because it didn't get to the size I wanted just using the bracket keys. And then here I am just adding some more plants. We have this lovely like palm in a tall pot, and then I think I add the little lemon tree also from Bloomin' Rooms because I just think it's so pretty, and it has like slightly pink flowers on it. It's really, really nice. And also this eco lifestyle ceiling light, like the little basket light. I don't know why, but I really enjoy that. And then here's some more photo frames on either side of the bed, and one more piece of artwork also from Growing Together, I believe, this little collage of paintings. And then here we are cluttering up the kitchen. So I had to add my clutter. We got some paper towels. I think we add some spices, and I may have added the cookbook. Yes, I did, right there. I added the cookbook, the one that looks like it's been handwritten in, because I think that's just I don't know, just very realistic for me. Also, there is a little back porch area here that I fence in, and then I add the little plastic chairs we got with the for rent pack on the back deck, and I also add a little like sun decal on the back there, and suddenly you will see that it is all landscaped and beautiful because I did that off camera, and adding a little porch light to all of the units as well because I had to. Now here is the pink unit. This unit is very pastel. It is the only 2-bedroom unit in the community, and my thought is that this unit belongs to the landlord. So this is where they live with their daughter, and they have their very, very, very cute room on the other side of where we are right now. So here's the kitchen. I'm using the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and I'm using it in this yellow tone because it's just very pastel and cute. It took me a while to figure out where the cabinets were going to go with this one as well. I also couldn't decide what I wanted to do with this corner shelf, and then I did decide to just get rid of that corner shelf later on, and I just put 2 large shelves together in such a way that it just kind of looks like a corner piece instead of having a corner shelf. So maybe one day, wouldn't that be a dream? Maybe one day they'll change that and they'll add a corner cabinet as well. But they probably won't. So that's wishful thinking on my part. I'm sure there is a modder that has done that for us already, and I just have not had the time to go look for it. But here is our little sink area, adding another one of these windows. I just think this spot is so perfect for that window. And then picking out the wallpaper, I use the same one from Home Chef Hustle, and then here is the flooring again from that pack, and I also do my little trick again with the Control F to make like a little corner to the kitchen because it needed another corner. It really adds some nice flow to a home, especially when everything's kind of open concept like this. So I did want to add that in there. Then I use this sectional couch from Dream Home Decorator. I do end up changing the swatch on this. I did not keep it that blue tone. And then I also add a little corner here for the TV. And here you'll see that I changed the wall color to more of like this peachy tone at first, and then I think I just go with this purple one instead. I think the purple one is what I stick with, and I don't know, maybe I didn't change the couch. No, maybe I left the couch blue. That is very possible. Also, the front door of this home is from the Nifty Knitting Pack as well, because it is just really cute and has some nice flowers on it, and it just kind of matched the aesthetic I was going for. And then I added some more photo frames and also that daffodil photo there on the wall. Then over here in this corner, I decided to go for like a little study nook. So I combined this bookshelf and this desk from Dream Home Decorator, as well as the chair from High School Years, and the computer is actually an unlock from Base Game, I believe. Oh, don't quote me on that. That could also be from Dream Home Decorator. But this table and chair set is from Paranormal Stuff. And I really like the pattern. It kind of breaks up the monotony of the living room into the kitchen a little bit. And then added some clutter, one more dish rack, some spices. I think I added some more spices on the wall too. I use a lot of cool kitchen stuff in here. So there's some spoons and knives on the wall. And also this cutting board. And then I add the little spice box right there, and also the mounted spice cabinet thing on the wall. And then I think I changed the light to, well, first I add this one from Growing Together over the dining room table. And then I don't think I add any more lights because all of the cabinets are like underlit, and I didn't think they really needed it. Just one more little plant in the corner there, and we are done, and on to the bathroom. So this ends up being very black and white, believe it or not. I thought I could go for more pastel in here, but this is just the way it ended up being, because I wanted the tile on the wall to match the tile in the shower. That sink is from High School Years. It's very Art Deco. I like the gold swatch. And then I was just grabbing the same bathroom window from the other bathrooms, and I think the mirror may be from High School Years One More Time. Yes, it's this one, only it's in the gold swatch. So to match the rest of the fixtures in this bathroom. And I think the flooring is actually from Get Famous. It's like this brown marbly kind of tone, again, to match the bottom of the shower, because I kind of wanted everything to look cohesive. And then here's our favorite bathroom clutter stuff, the plunger, the toilet paper, the towel rack. And then I also add a little shelf above the toilet at some point. It might be right around now, It's the little glass shelf from the Modern Luxe kit, and I end up cluttering that up very shortly. But first the soap and toothpaste, and then this painting from Realm of Magic, and then I have some like perfumes and some toilet paper. And I did put these toilet paper rolls in the back of the toilet as like a placeholder to not get in my way while I was placing the toilet paper for the shelf, and I don't think I ever got rid of them. So they just have lots of toilet paper on the back of their toilet, and it's totally fine. And I think one more little piece of clutter, the little stack of towels with the soap bar on top, and just my standard bathroom light. And then here we are working on the daughter's room. I picked out this bed from Tiny Living. I think this is like my favorite swatch with like the coral pillow and all the purple and all the pattern. It's so nice. And then I pick out this lamp, which I think is just from Seasons, same as the bedroom in the first home I did, just in a different swatch. And then I add a little activity table to this room. My thought is this little girl is very creative, and she loves marbles, and she loves drawing, and she loves playing with her toys and playing pretend. So that is where I went for this room. And then I added a dresser from Tiny Living, and also this lovely little cloud nightlight. And I also did go into Debug and pull out a bunch of marbles, which you will see soon. So if you don't have the Organized Debug by Twisted Mexi, I highly recommend, especially if you are keen on decorating your children's rooms and like adding the collectibles that you can't get unless you unless your sim actually plays to get those collectibles. It is a very handy thing to have because you can just search for what you want and you can find the entire collection just in Debug. And yes, that's a little cheaty, but sometimes for the sake of decorating, it is worth it. And then adding one more rug from the For Rent pack. And then here's some posters, a little cactus, obviously, look at where they live. And then some more kids' wall stuff, like a calendar and some pictures. I also add this little art, like hanging piece. It's like a little cubby for their assignments and whatnot. And I put that up on the wall as well. Here I am pulling out the marbles. You'll see they're just all different swatches with the Build by Mod. It's so nice. And then I just keep pulling them out. There's so many of them. And then I went into live mode and I used my playtester sim to just drag and drop those into the marble jar. And there I go. I completed the collection just like that. But it's really nice. And now the child sim who lives here has plenty of marbles to share and trade with her friends that she invites over from school. Now we're working on the mom's room. It's kind of boring compared to hers because I got a little lazy in here. I did not clutter up her dresser or like the little cabinet above where her clothes are hanging. I did add some artwork to the wall, just these two paintings from Dream Home Decorator, and also this rug from Tiny Living. I do change the swatch to more of like a tan, but this is a very pink and beige and kind of gray room. It's very relaxing. Also that little jellyfish end table light. And then there is the Desert Luxe boho hanging lanterns. I also added some treats to the kitchen, and then I changed the light in the living room to this one here from Tiny Living, all the different colors. And then over here on the desk, I decided to clutter it up just a little bit. I think I add like a little stack of books and like a scissor and pen set. I might have added, what else? Okay, yes, this little like organization caddy thing right here on the desk. And that's pretty much it for this section. Oh, and one more little rug. This rug is from high school years, and I just think it fits so nicely in there. So I just kind of tucked it in ever so slightly. Now we're decorating the outside. I did want to use this trellis from high school years, so I pulled it out and started, and then you'll see me magically, poof, everything is done. There's lots of lavender, lots of bushes, lots of debug. Then I picked out two little outside chairs. Those are from Get Together, and then also some plants for the front porch. So this little basket trio, and then also the little barrel with the tulips and such in it from Cats and Dogs. And that's pretty much it for that. Then I was working on the rest of the facility because it is a lot. But I added this base game light. I just used the 9 key to raise it up, and I put it in all the corners of the fence so that there's proper lighting throughout the unit. And you'll also see I added like some more cactuses and palm trees and such all around. I landscaped this kind of in bits and pieces. Now this little awning piece you see here, I did pull out from Debug. I don't end up keeping it, but it was a thought for a while because I really liked the shade and the shade effect that it had, but I thought it was just too I don't know, too modern, too white, not enough personality to be in Oasis Springs. So I did end up creating my own, but for now I'm just pulling out like a swing set and the monkey bars and the marble circle and the hopscotch. And then here's the little bike rack, which is in debug from the For Rent pack. And then I pulled out the functional bicycles and I kind of stick them in the slots of the bike rack here for now. And then you will probably see me decorating the rest very shortly. So here I am constructing our own little pergola thing, our own little covered activity space, and I use this fencing instead of a solid wall, so I did have to close it off so I could add a ceiling to it and then a roof, but then I put that fence back and I use a very Mediterranean inspired roof texture with these tiles, and I think it just fits so nicely here. And also the new For Rent wallpaper, like the stucco that comes with that game, and also these windows, which are basically just like cutouts. They come from the Jungle Adventure pack and they just fit so nicely here. I was looking at more inspiration photos for this and I saw those windows everywhere and I just thought that they looked really, really nice. So here are some easels and some chessboards. I think I also add a little plant to this very front corner and also a dining table so that your Sims can have a spot to sit and eat outside, but also under cover so they're in shade or shaded from any rain that you may get. Although they are in the desert, it does rain pretty often in Oasis Springs, at least in my save for some reason. But I added this in here, another basket light from Eco Lifestyle. And also you'll see there's a fire pit there with the chairs from Seasons. And then I added a little fence, not along the whole pathway because I don't want to block your Sims from being able to get through it. So instead I use a lot of debug. I use these rocks from Horse Ranch, a lot of little like bushes and flowers, and I just try to blend this in really nicely but not completely block it off so that your Sims can walk around the property comfortably and not be blocked in by any, structures or fences and get confused when they can't get to the garden. So I did have my Sim play test and she was able to get to the garden and access everything she needs. And I think it's really, really nice. I also do end up adding some sprinklers into the garden beds after I add the terrain paint. And then I did have my Sim go over and upgrade everything because she was handiness level 10. So I had her upgrade the sprinklers that I put inside the garden beds and then also play test them, and everything worked out really, really, really nice. Everything got watered. And I figure if you live in the desert, you're going to want a sprinkler system. You're not going to want to have to water things by hand, especially when you are in a community like this. It's not like you're going to drag a hose from your lot all the way over. Like, you're just going to want it to self-water. Now here I am working on the roof of our little structure because I wanted to use this roof piece here. So instead I added a second roof piece to the top and I just pulled it to either side, and then I added one roof piece to either side, and then I do end up rounding off this roof ever so slightly. So I pull on the little orbs right there and I just pull it up, and I think that it just looks so cute, and I love the way that it fits in with the surroundings and with the rest of this world. And then I'm adding a little bit more terrain paint, this deserty one with the flowers poking out, because it's just too perfect and I don't think I've ever used that one, so I thought it would be a nice opportunity. And here you will see I'm pulling out those sprinklers. I don't know if you will notice them like working. You probably will in the live mode footage. And here I am also using the Romantic Garden Stuff Pack, which is still free as of right now until January 9th. So if you have not grabbed that yet, I highly suggest it. There's actually a lot of very cute plants. And then here are those air conditioning units going in, and I do move them around ever so slightly to make them make more sense. So this one's in the living room. This one is in the bedroom behind the dresser. So I don't know how realistic that is. And then the other air conditioning unit, the pink unit, is in the mother's bedroom as well. But here is the pink unit, just a little bit of live mode footage. It's very cute and really pastel, and I think it came out really, really nicely. And it is very convincing as the landlord's home with her daughter. And here we have the yellow one. It is also very, very cute and stylish. It has lots of flowers outside, and I really like the tone of the roof and little awning. And then here is the original blue house that was here, the grandparents' home. And again, I just think it fits this whole area so nicely. It just blends in really, really cute. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment if there's anything else you'd like to see. I can't wait to see what we accomplish in the new year. Thank you everybody for your support. We have 100 subscribers and I'm so excited to just do more with you guys. So thank you so much and you have a great day. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.